Remember when this was the best delivery method for music? Remember when this was the best delivery method for supplements? Every industry evolves and improves with new breakthroughs in science and technology. Here at Numi, we've used a proprietary technology to solve an issue that's been around since nutritional supplementation began: the problem of absorption. So many of today's supplements are less effective due to their inability to be absorbed naturally by the body. Using our own proprietary hydrostat nano delivery breakthrough, we reduce the particle size of critical nutrients smaller than ever before, allowing them to absorb in your mouth while swishing for 30 seconds or more. Glutathione is your body's master antioxidant. It's responsible for boosting your energy, detoxifying cells, reducing inflammation, and boosting the immune system. If glutathione is so amazing, why have you never heard of it? Because glutathione is extremely fragile, and if taken orally, it will be destroyed via the digestive process, rendering it virtually useless to the body, until now. NutraSwish applies nanotechnology to achieve maximum absorption. Now, glutathione and other nutrients can be absorbed simply and quickly by swishing in the mouth instead of being destroyed in the stomach. Using this same nanotechnology, we've created the ultimate skincare product, Numi Skin. We've been able to achieve unparalleled absorption for key ingredients, including collagen, hyaluronic acid, and more. Some of the top skin experts in the world work together to create the ultimate blend of skin-enhancing nanonutrients, creating the most amazing before and after results. With our nano solution, you no longer have to wait months to experience the effects of skincare and supplementation. Our customers are noticing a difference within a matter of days. Don't wait to look, feel, and live your best life. A new you starts with Numi.
Hi, welcome back to another Dr. Shanté video. This video is basically sharing what I do for general health maintenance. Well, in addition to just eating healthy, I take supplements. I take them habitually. The first supplement on the list is a multivitamin. A good multivitamin from A to zinc. That is what I take. I take it in the form of a hair, skin, and nail vitamin, but a multivitamin is suffice. The next thing is I take omega-3. I don't do the fish oil cap. I do this in a liquid because this is one of the 3 macronutrients that we need, right? We need carbohydrates, proteins, fatty acids. Okay, that's how I do that. In addition to taking a probiotic, I take prebiotics. I may take the prebiotics more frequently than the probiotics, and I can go over later the why to that. And I also take digestive enzymes. Those are the main things I take. Additional supplements that I take a superfood powder, and I have this much of water inside of the bottle before I put like 1 or 2 teaspoons of that powder in there. I'll make a separate video talking about it because it has so much benefit, but this is also something that I use on a daily basis. The definition of a holistic view is that all aspects of people's needs, psychological, physical, and social, should be taken into account and seen as a whole. Holistic relationships is leading the charge in sparking real conversations that transcend the ordinary, aiming not only to explore life's intricate facets, but also to inspire positive change and cultivate better approaches to every topic we touch. In the realm of love and relationships, marriage and divorce, parenting struggles and single parenting triumphs, toxic relationships, and the liberating journey out of codependency, our goal is crystal clear. We are architects of change, crafting blueprints for better, more holistic relationships that stand the test of time. This isn't just a show or podcast. It is a movement. Each show is an invitation to recalibrate one's perspective, to rethink conventional norms, and to embark on a journey towards a more fulfilling life. From the nuanced dance of co-parenting to the empowering pursuit of self-confidence, we are here to guide you towards positive transformation, empowerment of self and others, setting goals, building legacies, and collecting fortune with purpose. Holistic relationships is more than a show, it's a philosophy. We navigate the complex terrain of aging gracefully and achieving optimal health and weight loss, shedding light on compatibility in relationships, and imparting wisdom on the art of dating and courtship. Join us as we forge a community committed to positive change, where every conversation is a catalyst for growth, every revelation is a step towards understanding, and every piece of advice is a key to unlocking a more holistic and fulfilling life. Welcome to Holistic Relationships, where the pursuit of better, more meaningful connections begin, and positive change is not just encouraged, but celebrated. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Holistic Relationships. Today's topic is on reciprocity in relationships. I had two different conversations within 2 or 3 weeks of each other. One from a gentleman and one from a young lady. And it was about the efforts of others. What they expressed was their dislike of people where they will be a certain way with people, they're generous, thoughtful, considerate, etc. And it's not necessarily reciprocated. And they had gotten to a place mentally, well, they're like, if I'm the only one reaching out, I'm the only person doing this, that, and the third, then that's it. I'm not putting any more effort into that relationship, and I'm not here to say that they're wrong in that sense. I absolutely agree and concur that if someone is not matching or reciprocating the energy, the efforts that you're putting in the relationship dynamic that you have with them, and remember, relationships come in different forms. They have different levels. That's one thing. But I do agree that it should be. You should feel some level of reciprocation. There should be a level of effort on the other person's part. To reciprocate when you're giving out. It should be a give and give. I don't like the little seesaw effect. It's up and down and up and down when you're on a seesaw. You need two people to be on that seesaw, right? So when you're in a dynamic with someone, you can't be the only one doing something and they're not, because now that whole system isn't going to work, because it needs the effort and the push off of both people just for that dynamic to work. So yes, I am in agreement that it should. But I'm also going to say this first before I make my next point. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you, my dear, are one of a kind. One of a kind. There is no other human walking this earth that is you. Just like no two people will have the same fingerprints. There is no one else quite like you. And what that means, what it means. In that context, from that premise, that when we have an expectation of someone to reciprocate like us, it can be a bit unfair. I agree. And this is why I said you should be able to see, feel, measure some level of reciprocation. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Just on the premise that no two people are exactly the same. That book on the love languages, I haven't read that yet. I have it, but I read the foreword, or maybe I read the back of it. I tried to read it, but I'll get into it because I do understand the premise of that book. But what I'm saying is that when you're getting to know people, if they're really worth it, worth being in your life, they're genuine, they're a good person, knowing them plays a huge role. Knowing them, knowing their mind, knowing their heart, it plays a huge role in your perception of them. And sometimes you don't know people well enough. Now, there is the case where you've known people for years that you've been able to make the observations that this person is just, because maybe they're a family member, maybe you've been watching them and observing them for years, and you're like, yeah, this motherfucker, yeah, this is just the same. Yeah, I don't want to mess with them. That is an informed decision, a well-informed decision, because you've had the chance to properly observe them and watch them, and if they're able to grow and change or not. So when you're just getting to know someone, you don't have to be so dismissive on someone you just met, because the truth of the matter is you don't know them well enough. I see a lot of posts that used to be like consistency and all this other stuff, and I, not to, so here's the thing. There's a part of me, and I know that in my character, and those who know me, if they really know me, they know my mind, they know my heart. I can be consistently inconsistent in my behavior because of external forces, because life be out here lifing, seriously. And when you don't hear from someone, rather than making up a story or making it personal, go check on them. Just go check on them. What could they be dealing with? Because you're not the center of their world at this moment. They have to tend to themselves. They could be on the brink of a mental breakdown. They lost somewhere. Their children aren't doing well. They got co-parenting issues, marital issues, parental problems. They got all this other stuff that's going on, and it's heavy on them. Problems at work, maybe. They could have lost hours, income. Don't know how they're going to make ends meet. Because, come on, people. Keep it real. How quick are you going to be to give your coins to them? So if it's work related and they got to figure out how they about to get this bread, how they about to get this bag, then you're probably not going to call you every day and be on top of you like that. I am so grateful for the friendships that I have and the people I claim as friends. Because when I tell you months could fly by. Some people, if they're involved in what I'm doing, if they're a good friend and they're also a colleague and they're immersed in that thing that I'm doing currently, they may hear from me more frequently than some of my other friends that I just feel just the same about, that I love and care about, but we're not in the same field. Like a lot of my pharmacy friends, we're still friends. We still talk every now and again. We update each other on things. But more of the friends that I've developed and gained in the property industry, because that's where my mind is, that's where my focus and energy and efforts are in. I'm moving with that, and I may talk a little bit more frequently with those people. Certainly, some family members that I'm close to, some distant relatives, and then maybe not as much. And it really doesn't matter if you're here in the same city with me or not, or if you're in another state, because all of us, we have children, we got all these other things going on in our lives, and we all are here trying to get this bag. We're trying to make a life and a living, we're trying to survive. So everybody's doing that. And I wanted to say that before you go and make up a story about someone is acting towards you, just take a moment, do a little bit of inventory. Ask yourself some questions. How long have you known them, for one? If you just met them off Instagram, check yourself. Why should you be the top of the hour? You just got here. This person got all kinds of relationships and people that's been a part of their world, part of your life, and don't let them be real popular and charismatic that everybody love them. Do you think you're the only one? Do you? That you should ride straight to the top? You haven't done anything to earn a top position like that. You just got here. Young people, please don't make the mistakes that people in my generation and prior. And I would say that it's not necessarily that, because some of us in the way that we were raised in those prior generations, we don't have them mentalities. But there are a few that slip through the cracks that feel that way. Because look, I got this new saying. I got this saying from my best friend. She thought she got it from her older cousin, but the older cousin was like, "Oh, no, I got that from your mama." And it's a new saying, and I'm gonna share it with you all today. I just love it. I love it. That's that Leo energy. If somebody just thought they're just gonna walk out of your life, toodaloo, to the I ain't gonna say what she said between that other Lou on the air, but yes, that's the new energy. Toodaloo. Listen, people, you don't know how many more trips you have around the sun. Have good dynamics and good relationships with people, and hold on to that with that. And then be okay if something isn't organic and it ain't flowing and things aren't being reciprocated. You don't have to be mad about it. You can accept it and be like, okay, and just walk off. You ain't got to talk about it. You don't have to confront them about it or anything. Because if you do confront them, and then maybe they try to conform and be the way that you're thinking that they want you to be, now it's awkward. It won't be organic. It's not real. And then it's just gonna just fall anyway. I remember years ago, I used to be friends with a young lady, because you could just tell, because nonverbal communication is just as strong as verbal communication. I'm a straight shooter, very direct in my communication, so I don't have a problem saying it for what it is. Immediately. I don't have a problem with that. But not everybody is me, and not everyone is confident, able to just say whatever it is. I probably get that from my mother, who doesn't have a filter. I developed a filter, but I do understand. So I only say this to say that I had to develop my filter, because in my life, in certain places in leadership, a bit of diplomacy is necessary. But anyway, I remember having that dynamic with this young lady back in the day. And you could feel it. As I was just saying, with that nonverbal, that the vibes, you could feel it. Before or if anything is ever said, I used to be like, dang, it seemed like something wrong with her. You ever have something with somebody and you feel like they mad at you because you know them? Not you making this. I'm not talking about the people who are just quick to make something up. I'm gonna put you guys on the shelf over there, and we'll come back to that. Maybe if I had time to come back to that, or maybe I may have to do a whole nother holistic relationship show on that. But have you ever noticed that with the people that you know well? You know them well because you observed them for years. You've been through some things with them, and then you just go, man, they get like this way. You know them. So when you say, yeah, they're upset about something, and the energy is directed towards you because you don't know, but you don't know what you did. You ever have that dynamic that happened to you? You're like, damn, what they upset about? It feel like you're upset with me about something. I'm like, you didn't let me see. I had breakfast. Okay, let's see. I went to the store. See, I avoided that pothole and the nail in my tire. I don't know what they're upset about. Maybe I should have left at Albuquerque. Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, I swear I used to have that with that girl all the time. I used to be like, wait a minute. We don't go together. What is this? What is this undue expectation that you have on me? What is this issue you have with me? Because I don't have that issue with her. And this is why I'm saying that I am so grateful for the friendships of those that I have, those that I claim, my ride or dies, the people who are in my life. Because as busy as I am now, it could be weeks or months before I go, from talking to them. But then when I do talk to them again, we pick back up where we left off. The smiles, the laughs are right there where we left out. There are no stank attitudes because I haven't called them or they haven't called me. And it is not like that because we're in our 40s. We were like that even in our 20s. There was a mutual understanding that we were just good people. We weren't messy like that. We were just good. So we are really cool now. And we know it's nothing personal at all. In fact, we may pop in from time to time and be like, hey, just say hey to you. You good? Everything good? All right. Well, I'm just saying hey, I love you. All right. Take it easy now. But there is no, she ain't said nothing, so she must think no. Anybody got time? Remember that thing that went viral? That lady, I don't remember her name, but remember she was on an interview. I thought somebody was barbecuing, and I got bronchitis. That's exactly the sentiment. That's exactly how I feel in this moment, or we feel in this moment. That when somebody comments to you like that, and you're like, anybody got time for that? Toodaloo. To the loo. That's the new energy. That's the new thing. So again, understanding people. I've had people. Let's extrapolate this to dating because I was just talking about friendships before. I can give an example. I'm not embarrassed. I am full transparency. I don't mind sharing some of my personal experiences. I did meet a guy that had interest in general, and I'm like, okay, let's see how that goes. I'm getting to know them. I'm taking my time in doing so, and I'm not jumping on I don't do that. I do not do that. There is a length of time that seems to go by just off GPU when it comes to me and meeting new people. There's a length of time that goes by for people. Like, I gotta see, because I've been here, done that, so I gotta see. It's like, I don't know you. You know, it's like me and my best friend, we used to all make fun of this scene in the original Color Purple when the lady dropped Oprah Winfrey off to see her family, but it was like Christmas or something like that. But she couldn't reverse out and drive out, and they was trying to help her, and she got all scared, and she kept saying, "You could go with this person; they could take her." She like, "I don't know her either." That's me. I'm more like that. Oh, I'm more the standoffish one when it came to me and my best friend, and because I used to always be like, "I don't know them." You know, my best friend was more friendly and inviting. The balance we had, you know, but we could. But yeah, I can meet new people. We can have a good time. I'm, you know, cheesing, spelling, having a good time, good energy. But still, I don't know you. That don't mean I'm just gonna jump on in, or I'm gonna just go somewhere late at night with you, go out drinking with you like that. Like, no, I am going to gauge the situation here. I certainly had to learn to do that in my life from past experiences. And when people be trying to invite you out all late, and I'm like, yeah, no, no, we're not doing that. But I'm only saying and sharing all of this to say that I may have lost a lot of good prospects. You know, men that I thought were great prospects, because I'm not the type that's just gonna jump in. I'm gonna wait and see, and then I'm a little busy too, so I'm a little bit unavailable. But I'm not saying that we got all this time in the world too. So I'm not saying take that much time. But typically with me, I'm trying to figure out, how do I integrate you in my life? How does that work? Because I'm not going to be able to drop all my stuff on you. And I know, and I certainly don't expect you to drop all your ish for me. So for me, the question is like, well, how do we make it work? How do we do that? What does that look like? And it looks different for every person, how your life is set up, how things are going. I'm a very involved mom, involved with my family. And this isn't to say that I'm not going to make the time. I'm going to make the time. If there's an interest, I'm going to make that time. However, sometimes there can be an interest, and this has been the case. There was an interest, but circumstances popped up. And now I'm like, I would like to do more and kick it more with him, but I just can't. You know, I got this going on at court, and it's just too stressful to try to get to know somebody because my mind isn't there. And it wasn't fair to that person. And that's how I felt like, wow. I mean, you just gotta make that grown up. You gotta do a little adulting, make that grown up decision. And, you know, so it's just, especially like with all the deaths in my family and close circles, you know, the co-parenting balance. I have this thing that I'm doing with my career, with the institution, the school, getting it back together, just about building it from scratch. And I took on that cause. And not any one of those things I can just drop at glance. So I do feel like I really could have been rocking with that person if hadn't those other factors been factors in that time, depending, you know. And I'm not saying that that's what it is here today as I'm making this broadcast. I'm just saying that in those years, I lost touch with and connections with some really cool gentlemen. Different time periods, of course. But just all in reflection, you know, I'm like, man, I really could have rocked with them. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. And it's just like, you just roll with the punches in life. And I don't feel bad about it. There's no kind of regret. I don't feel like time's up. I don't feel like nothing can be redeemed. I mean, I feel like I want to fulfill my purpose, stand in my purpose for me. And I feel like that things happen in their own time. It'll happen. So I'm still hopeful and optimistic of that. But that all to say that when it comes romantically, young ladies, gentlemen, don't expect people to just drop things for you, And in fact, have something for yourself going on so that they're not your whole world. Be able to take care of yourself. Have some level of independence. You don't want to be someone's whole world. They can't make you their whole world. And codependency like that is toxic, okay? And if you two decide to make each other your entire worlds, oh my gosh, that's not a good thing to do. And the person that want you to drop it all and drop everybody and everything, and it's just me, forget your mama, forget your daddy, forget your siblings, forget your children, it's just me, it's all about me. Run. Like run, Forrest, run, and don't look back, because that's dangerous. Man or woman, if they have that type of ultimatum, like in their communicate, whether it's communicated that way or not, it's ultimatum, but that's kind of the sentiment, that's where it's going, you gotta run. You gotta get away from that. But as far as perspectives, take a moment, get to know people. Again, I'm grateful for my group. I'm grateful for the people in my inner circle. They know I can't talk to them every day, all the time. And it's the same with them. And there is no love lost for that. With the dating, it's a little bit trickier, a little challenging in that sense. That's another holistic relationship topic, because I do have some thoughts on that. What's things that can be done, on both parties' part. This isn't gender specific. So I have some thoughts on how to make that work. Trust and believe. That saying, people make time for what they want. Yes, they do. And when I communicate with certain people that I want to spend time with, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I think, I wanted to do this, but, I go the extra mile so that I'm not saying that a story is being made up or I'm being perceived a certain way or that I'm trying to do damage control. I'm not communicating for those reasons. I'm communicating because I want them to know. I want them to know how I feel. I want them to know what's on my mind, what I'm thinking with respect to them. As best I can, anyway. If I'm distant, if I'm going through something, my distance doesn't have anything to do with them. And it doesn't hurt to tell people that, hey, I'm sorry I didn't get back to see you, but I'm going through something. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to do that with anyone that you have a really close relationship dynamic with, because people don't read minds. They can't read your mind. They don't know what's going on with you. They can just check in. And in the moment that they check in, that is an indicator to you that you've been a little MIA and maybe they were worried or they care. And that's an opportunity for you to share. If you care about them, you can use to share, man, you know what? I think I'm do this. Thank you. Thank you for checking on me. And that's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be any special expectation, special or extravagant gestures. It doesn't have to be more than just to show genuine concern from one human being to the next. And the reciprocation of that effort being met with thank you and gratitude. And then when it's on the other foot, maybe it's just you this time that's a little preoccupied and not as available, that they can come to you and say, hey, I'm just checking on you. that's the type of reciprocation that you should hope for and want in your relationship dynamics with people. It doesn't have to be in the same way that you do it. Maybe you sent flowers. Maybe you sent a card. But maybe that's not them. So don't expect the card or the flowers or the things that you sent. Just look for the cues and the things that they do. Something that they would do to show you. They may even reciprocate the exact same way, out of consideration and the fact that this person like this because this is what they did for me. I'm gonna do this exact same thing. I remember a gentleman bought a gift from me that I had just met like within a week or so. He bought a little trinket, a little something on my bracelet that I really like. And there was this sentiment with it. It let me know this person's really considerate because this was a thoughtful gift. This wasn't a let me try to impress her. This was a well thought about gift. So I'm thinking, oh my God, what can I do to reciprocate? Just to return the gesture. To be like, hey, I see you. Thank you. And that was it. I cannot tell you guys we lived happily ever after. We're living up in a castle in a hill. No. But it was just two kind human beings that did something nice. That's it. That's all. So, I did so, but I don't think I did something directly for him. I did something by getting something that his daughter wanted to show. But nonetheless, but the point is, don't look for them to match you identically or match you exactly. Just look for some reciprocation of some sort. And be mindful of the type of reciprocation. Just pay attention. Pay attention to their gestures. Pay attention to what they're doing. Pay attention to how they're trying to show you they care. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Those things, because they saw it and they're showing you, or they're giving you indicators that they see all of these things. And then look for, and I don't want to say look for, because you're not trying to look for, because when you do something for someone, ideally you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart and not because you're looking for something in return. I mean, that's just manipulation. But anyway, that's another story. But we're talking about a reciprocation or reciprocity in relationships. Something does come back your way. Not that you're looking for it, but something does come back your way. So I hope that's clear in what I'm trying to say. Don't be out here looking, looking at the eyes open like a smoker, Gina. No, don't do that. Just be able to take notice when an action or some type of reciprocity has occurred, and be able to go, okay, they are doing something. And definitely, when you do that, you'll also be able to notice when nothing has been done. And now you can go back, all right, nothing has been done for me. I see how this person is. They're not even paying attention to the fact that I've, done some things, I haven't seen anything, and now I know what to do with them. You can treat them accordingly. You don't have to get mad. You don't have to dispose of them if you don't want. But now you could just treat them accordingly. And that's what you should look for, in my opinion. Because you are one of a kind. I am one of a kind. They are one of a kind. All of them. Everyone. Right. I can't expect people to be me. I can expect them to be them. And all I need to know is, who are they? And when I find out who they are, can I rock with them? If I can, cool. Treat them accordingly to what you know. And if you can't work with them, I can't work with them, cool. They can't work with you, toodaloo. To the loo. Y'all be good. Thank you for joining me this holistic relationship topic about effort and how effort should be matched. Better yet, reciprocate. As always, I welcome commentary, any type of feedback. Engagement is so appreciated on this platform because we need to hear the different perspectives. And that way, we're able to see how others feel or how others think, just for the mission of the show, to be able to maybe even calibrate our own perspectives so that we can have better relationships and relationship dynamics with people, better outcomes with the people, because it's all about the relationship. Our lives is about the relationships that we have with people, no matter how much money you make or don't make, no matter how many houses you have, all of those materialistic things. When it comes down to it, when you get down to it, a certain part of your life, it is about the relationships with people. So I thank you guys for your time. I thank everybody for their support to holistic relationships. And thank you. Thank you for joining on the conversations. Thank you for sharing the show. Thank you for subscribing and following the content. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for the participation. Just thank you, everyone. Thank you so very much. I'll see you all in the next holistic relationship topic. And until next time.